Alright, hey guys, I'm back with another episode of What If Naruto Was Gilgamesh Reincarnation. And the last part where we left off, Naruto ripped off Orochimaru's face and says, Snake signing Orochimaru. So, we're going to hop right into the video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Alright, let's get into it. So, we start this off where Orochimaru is pretty scared as he doesn't know how Naruto got to him that fast and ripped the face off. So he says, "You boy, how did you get to me?" I walked to you. No, you didn't. Are you the son of the Yellow Flash? Because he thinks the only way Naruto could have gotten to himself was if he had the Flying Raijin. But he didn't see any Senbon or anything, so he thinks he enhanced it. So you would have to be the son of the Yellow Flash. As Naruto says, the Yellow Flash, huh? He says, I haven't heard that name. I didn't know he had that name. But yes, as Orochimaru said, I knew it. As he's gonna be looking out for projectiles now. So, Orochimaru says, I'm not here for you, boy, or the girl. I just want Sasuke. He said it in his usual way. He says it very, very inappropriately, which is kind of bad. So, yeah, he's on I'm gonna say Orochimaru's on a list somewhere. He's on a list in the Hokage's office, because why not? So, Naruto says, why do you want Sasuke? As he says, I want his eyes. Well, he doesn't say that openly, but he says it in his head. And, I'm gonna say, Naruto says, I can just imagine what you would do to him. As Sasuke said, what? And, Naruto was about to tell Sasuke what what he is. He says, I am not I don't really want to say the word because I don't know what would happen on YouTube if I said the word. So, I'm just going to say, P-toes, because why not? A pedo, why not? Just going to say that. I'm not a pedo, that's what he says. So, he says, sure you aren't. As Naruto disappears, and he is about to kick Orochimaru. And it's the only thing that saved Orochimaru from getting kicked was Nature Chakra. Because Naruto wasn't going as fast as he would go to, kill somebody on the first strike. He just wants to toy with Orochimaru a little bit. So, the only thing that saved Orochimaru from getting hit was Nature Chakra. Because I'm going to say he gave himself the curse mark. Which, only thing it does for him is draw Nature Chakra. So, he says, you're fast, but you're not fast enough, boy. As he does, shadow striking snakes, or whatever the jutsu was called. As he summons a bunch of snakes around him, and they all, do something different. I'm going to say that these snakes are like elemental snakes. Fire, wind, water, earth, lightning. As they, all say fire. Well, they all use a bullet of their respected element. So fire bullet, lightning bullet, wind bullet, water bullet, earth bullet. Yeah. So they all got shot at Naruto. As Naruto is looking at these giant elemental bullets, as he opens 5 different gates of Babylon, and through each of them, one of Minato's kunai got shot out and hit the bullets as they appeared right in front of the snakes, as the snakes were the ones that got hit by their own attack. As Naruto currently looking at Orochimaru exactly like this picture, and he says, "Do you really want to fight this battle?" As he says, I will get Sasuke." As he attempted to make a clone to replace himself, as soon as he replaced himself, he got kicked into his clone, as his clone dispelled, and I'm gonna say that he decides to summon Manda. Well, no, he doesn't summon Manda. Manda's too big for the forest. As he summons I'm gonna say he summons a pretty big snake, but not a big enough one to alert anyone of his presence. As that, I'm gonna say he summoned 3 of those, and they all jumped at Naruto at the same time. As Naruto was about to shish kebab all of them, Orochimaru bit into Sasuke's neck, because I'm gonna say one of the snakes used their tail to hit Orochimaru to Sasuke, as Sasuke got the curse mark, the heavenly curse seal, as he passed out on the ground, and they were just sitting there because of the bloodlust that Naruto and Orochimaru were leaking out. Sasuke couldn't even move this time, and Sakura, I'm gonna say she passed out. So after Naruto just destroyed all of the snakes, he looks over to Orochimaru, and he sees that Orochimaru is biting Sasuke's neck, as he teleported over there using a katana, cut off Orochimaru's head, and I'm gonna say he grows. He comes out of his own body, like his shedding technique, that whatever it's called, as he gets out of his body, as he's about to see if he gave the curse mark to Sasuke. As he looks, he sees that Sasuke had the heavenly curse seal, as he smiled and says, "Yes, now if he wants power, all you have to do," and before he could finish that, Naruto stabbed him in the head again, and he didn't feel any more life force from Orochimaru, so he walked over to Sasuke and grabbed him, as well as Sakura, and he disappeared, and they appeared into a cave. But what Naruto did not know was that Orochimaru was using the curse seal to mask his life force, as he got out of his body again, as he used reverse summon and disappeared. As soon as he used reverse summon, I'm gonna say Naruto sensed it, and he kicked a boulder that he was next to, and it shattered. And he says, "I didn't kill the guy." Well, he would say something else, but not trying to, get demonetized just yet, So he said, "I didn't kill the pedo," as he let down Sakura and Sasuke, and he looked at the new seal on Sasuke's neck, as he says, "I don't know the first thing about seals. I'll give him to Kakashi, see what he can do." As he collected all the scrolls already, and he has the scrolls in his back pocket, like I said last episode. And before he disappeared with Sakura and Sasuke, he saw the Sound Ninja jump out of the forest, as he walks up to them and says, I have been wanting to release my anger." As the sound force, they say, "Give us your scrolls and Sasuke Uchiha." As soon as they said Sasuke, he knew they were working for Orochimaru. As he said, "I knew you smelled like a snake." as he says, I'll give you this one warning because of his arrogance. He says, I would go full power from the start, or you'll die. As about the size of Five Tails amount of bloodlust came out of Naruto, and they all got scared. And it was only pointed at the Sound 4, not at anyone else or the forest, so nobody else sensed it. So since they got scared, their curse marks started to activate, and he feels their power double. But he says that's not gonna be enough. As he says, "Well, come at me." As they all came at him at the same time, and they all used their sound attacks on Naruto, and he just deflected sound waves from, and the ones that hit him, the sound waves that hit him didn't do anything to him, because he can listen on a very high frequency. It doesn't really matter what amount of sound is being directed into him. He can hear through it. So he beat all of them, and he saw Karin, which Karin. They see that the sound ninja are biting this girl, and they're healing. So he says I should probably take her out. As he teleports over to her, and before he killed Karin, he felt Sasuke waking up, and he felt the curse mark's power doubling Sasuke's power. Actually, I'm gonna say Sasuke's it tripled Sasuke's power, as he says, "Ooh, interesting." As he turns around and just walks away from Karin, as Karin was scared because she knew she was about to die, but she saw that the Uchiha was getting up, and so did the Sound 4. And before they could do anything, Sasuke said, Naruto, I'm finally stronger than you. As he said, oh really? How so? He says, this power is amazing. Oh no, that was bad. I hit my laptop, I'm sorry. So, he says this power is amazing. And Naruto says, oh really? And he says, I'm gonna beat you, and you're gonna admit to me that I'm stronger. As he runs at Naruto, throwing a punch at Naruto, but Naruto blocks it with one finger, and says, so how much stronger are you, Sasuke? And actually, no, he doesn't say Sasuke. He says, how much stronger are you, dope? As Sasuke grit his teeth, and he activates the Sharingan, and he started to run at Naruto, trying to kill Naruto, as he pulled a kunai out of his back pocket and enhanced it using his own chakra, because he didn't have 1 second. What was that thing called? So yeah, Sasuke, he didn't have the Chidori yet, as he enhanced it using his chakra, as well as the curse mark chakra. So the blade turned, I'm gonna say it turned blackish red, as he's about to hit Naruto with it, but Naruto grabbed the kunai with 2 fingers, threw it into his gate, and he pulled it back out, gave it to Sasuke, and said, carry on. As Sasuke was about to hit him, and I'm going to say that the blade gives a special ability to absorb nature chakra once he put in his curse marks power into it. That's why he put it in his gate. As Sasuke is about to stab Naruto, as Naruto pulled out a katana and blocked Sasuke's kunai with the tip of the katana, as he sliced the kunai in half, as he brought it down on Sasuke, cutting Sasuke's pectoral area, uh about his chest area, as he kicked Sasuke in the face, uh making blood come out of his nose, and he's already bleeding from his chest. But he says, that won't stop me, as he started to run at Naruto again. This time, Naruto pulled out a warhammer, and he grabbed it. He started swinging it around, and as soon as Sasuke got close enough, he bashed it into Sasuke's knees, as Sasuke fell to the ground, screaming, as he kicked Sasuke in the face again, and Sasuke hit the wall, as he says, "Do you give up now?" As he saw Sasuke crawling toward him, so he just walked over to Sasuke and then stomped on his back, knocking him out. As the Sound 4 and Karin, they all see this happen, as they toward the part where he bashed his knees in, they started to just back up, and when he knocked Sasuke out, they disappeared, leaving. So he says, "Aw, I didn't get to kill him." As he just walks over to Sakura, picks her up, and picks Sasuke up, and disappeared, appearing inside of the area where he is to summon the Jonin. As he opens the scroll, and comes out Iruka. What? They're early. Iruka, Kakashi, and I'm gonna say, alright guys, I'm in a way different area right now. There's not much stuff in here, so if there's a lot of echo, I'm sorry. So, if you hear the background noise, I'm also sorry for that. My brother's watching TV. It's been a little while since I last got back. So, last time we were left off, we saw Kakashi, we saw Iruka, and we are gonna see a medical ninja come out of the portal. As when they got out, they saw Naruto sitting there with a bunch of scrolls on the ground that summoned them. As when they got out, they said, "You got all these scrolls." As I'm gonna say that the medical ninja says, "Yeah," because he had the Uchiha. As Naruto says, "Well, Sasuke didn't help much at all." And then he throws Sasuke in front of the medical ninja and says, "Heal him." And Kakashi, you look at his neck. And then he hands Sakura to Iruka and says, "I'll be in my room." As he leaves, kinda mad because he wasn't able to kill Orochimaru. But he said, "Well, there's always next time." As he gets to his room, he sits down on his bed and says, "Lord Third, I know you're watching with your port ball thingy. I need to tell you something, so get here fast." As Hiruzen appeared inside of Naruto's room, and he says, "What is it that you need to tell me, Naruto?" As Naruto says, "Well, your former student Orochimaru attacked me in the Force of Death." As he says, "Huh? Orochimaru?" As he is pretty surprised that Orochimaru would have, he knows how smart Orochimaru is, so he's surprised that he would have risked coming back in the village. So he says, "Alright, what do you do?" As Naruto explained the whole thing to him, how he was about to kill Orochimaru, but he felt that he used some kind of teleportation technique. As I'm gonna say Hiruzen knows what reverse summon is, so he says, "Huh, he used reverse summoning technique." As he says summoning, as Hiruzen says, "Yeah, summoning is like summoning a animal, or in my case a monkey, to fight by your side while you're in battle, as he is intrigued by this summoning thing. So he says, he thinks in his head, I have every noble phantasm in my gates of Babylon. That would probably include summoning scrolls. And he thinks about it, and he realizes that he does. And hold on one second. So he realizes that he does have summoning scrolls in his gates. So he waits until Hiruzen leaves. As Hiruzen leaves, he disappears, leaving a clone in his place. As he appears far away from the elemental nations, a place that nobody has seen before, as he opens his he opens his gate of Babylon, and he reaches his hand inside, and he grabs a scroll and he pulls it through, as it's a golden scroll with a golden dragon on it. As he says, this is interesting. As he lays it down on the floor, he opens it up, he bites his thumb and wipes his blood on it, as he just looks at it, pumping his chakra into it, as this giant dragon pops up, which I'll show you in a second, as he says, he looks around for the person that summoned him, as he says, you summoned me? As he starts to laugh and says, you're just a human. You wouldn't ever be my master. As he says, oh really? As he opens his gates and says, let's find out. As if you want to know who the dragon is, I'm about to show you. So yes, this is the dragon, Super Shenron. I know. When I heard a golden dragon, this is the first thing that came to mind. I just had to. I'll introduce the other two in later episodes, but this is the one. I have to do this one. So, yes, he says, you think you can be my master? As they started their fight, Super Shenron has, I'm going to say, about the same amount of power as the Otsutsuki King, which currently Naruto does not have. And he's getting beat by Super Shenron, and Super Shenron is laughing at him, saying, you thought you could beat me, as he's just throwing Naruto around, as Naruto is like, is this really how it's gonna end? Me being beaten by something I summoned? As he yelled, no. As the Shinigami power awakes for a second, as Super Shenron stopped hitting him, and he started shivering because he knows the power of the Shinigami is way stronger than the Otsutsuki King. As the power went to his Sharingan, as it turned it to the Golden Rinnegan, as let me get a picture for that, hold on. Yes, this is what his Rinnegan looks like. As he says, I'm gonna beat you, and you will be my servant. As the Rinnegan's ability awakens, and he instantly teleported to Super Shenron, and he messed my guy up. He used one of the Rinnegan abilities. I'm going to say that one of the Rinnegan abilities are that he can use his weapons and imbue them with, I'm going to say, nature chakra, which is something he wasn't able to do before, as well as he can put the properties of truth-seeking orbs inside of his weapons so they can disintegrate objects at will. So he's absolutely destroying Super Shenron, as Super Shenron has had enough, as he uses his wish ability, as I'm going to say it only works for him to a certain extent. He wished to be healed as it healed him, and he says, "Stop, I'll be your summon." As he says, as Naruto says, "Good," and he signed the summoning contract, and as well the dragon, Super Shenron, he summoned it as well. As when Super Shenron disappeared, Naruto's eye also went with it, as, hold on, Super Shenron disappears, as his eye went with it, and, hold on, I really hope this is not recording right now. Alright, so, yes, Super Shenron left, and Naruto passed out. His, Golden Rinnegan also deactivated, but he was able to use it, of the abilities, for once, so he's getting a hang of it. And he now knows how to, draw it out, at least, a little bit. As he, wakes up, I'm going to say, just in time for the third part of the entrance exam, as he took a shower, everything, brushed his teeth, and went down there in his armor. As I'm gonna say, some people, like the Jonin, the Jonin and the Abu, they feel like Naruto got stronger somehow. As I'm gonna say, the Shinigami's power that ran through it during that short time, it enhanced his muscle mass, so he's stronger. So Naruto had to make his armor a little bit bigger, as well as his Rinnegan, well, his Sharingan is stronger, as well as his EMS. As Naruto is walking to his place, so Naruto, he makes his way toward his spot in the auditorium where the third part is going to be held. As I'm not even going to try and say the third part of his name. Hayate. Yeah. I'm not going to try and say that. I don't know how to say his name. I'll go back in the anime and watch it, see if he says his name. But not enough time to do that right now. So we see him asking the third if he can introduce himself, as the third says yes, as he says his name, and he says, "I'm the third proctor for the tuning exams," and he sneezes a little bit, as Naruto can tell that was a fake sneeze. So he looks over at his group, and he sees Sakura awake and Sasuke awake. Sasuke is fully healed, because I'm gonna say all the medical ninjas were helping to heal Sasuke, because, well, it's their Prestigious Uchiha, so they had to help. And Sasuke looked over at Naruto, and he looked back at the announcement, and Naruto, he smirks and says, "He scares me. Good." As he looks back, as he sees, well, the proctor explaining how it's gonna work, as he says it'll be it'll be a tournament system, but on the screen it'll display both names of both opponents, as he just demonstrates using two random names. As he says, that was a demonstration, you're not actually going to be fighting first. As he says, well, if you all are ready, go sit down and we'll start the selection. As they all went to go sit down, as when they sat down, Naruto could smell Orochimaru nearby. As he looks around, as he is looking at a Jonin that is looking quite suspicious, as he sees him, and I'm gonna say that Orochimaru felt eyes watching him, so he looked toward Naruto, not knowing that it was him. And Naruto is looking at him with this face right here, but the gates aren't open, and he's sitting down. So Orochimaru, he ran away, as he said, as Naruto made a clone to go watch Orochimaru, see where he goes. As the clone is currently following Orochimaru in secret, and he sees Orochimaru talking to the sound and the sand villages in his a base big enough to hold both of the villages. As he says, the coup is the attack on Konoha is gonna start in the finals of the Chunin exams, as Kabuto is there, and the Sound 4, the rest of the Sound Village, the Sand Village, and the Kage of the Sand is there as well. And if you're wondering how Konoha isn't sensing their presence, it's because of the seals that are all around the base that secures the presence. As the clone disappeared, and it disappeared okay, I can't say that word. It disappeared secretly, as Naruto gets all the information, as he made a note, and he threw it toward third. Hiruzen got it. He started to read it, as he looked up at Naruto and nodded his head, as the round was about to start, and the names landed on landed on Kiba and Naruto. Why not? So that's where we're gonna leave this episode off. I'm gonna be making another episode, a part 3 of what if Deku was the reincarnation of Doctor Strange and Doctor Fate, because someone asked me to. And also, please like and subscribe if you liked the video. I will see you